Psyched to welcome Glee star and I Am Number 4 star Dianna Agron in studio. What's going on, gorgeous?
Hi.
Look at you. You are so beautiful.
I think that somebody's paid Billy to be so nice to me.
No, you are.
Every time you're so nice to me.
You're a crushing beauty.
Thank you.
Crusher. One that leaves a crushing, I mean, like this is trip over a rock in the street, stumble into a wall and smash your face. But has that ever happened when you're walking down the street, a dude, you know, just takes his eyes off what he's doing for a second and breaks his nose?
No.
Never happened?
Never.
I bet it's happened. You haven't seen it. Anyway, so much to talk about. We're in a radio studio right now. Let's talk about music. You are a music fan, right?
Love.
You don't have any Bieber fever. We've discussed that. You're not really into the pop music. What's your style?
Everything. My first concert was The Who with my dad when I was 13.
Oh, wow.
And, you know, being in San Francisco, music is so accessible, so I was so lucky, and being exposed to that and what with dance and ballet ranged from classical to everything pretty much but country. There's not a lot of country music in San Francisco, but you know, the new Radiohead album is coming out tomorrow.
And you're very excited about that.
Very excited. Last time it came out.
Do they know you're a big fan?
I express it often, but I'm not sure that I'm on Tom York's wavelength. It'd be cool, but you know, maybe I'll just work my way up. Next time they go on tour, which could be soon because the new album, I'll bribe somebody just to let me be backstage, and that'll be step one, and then you know, eventually me. I'd be very nervous though. But last time it came out, their last album in Rainbows, I stayed up. It was like 12 o'clock midnight. You had to download it on, I think, same thing on a Saturday. And I stayed up with a couple of my friends, and we listened to it about 3 times in a row. Heard Nude for the first time, and I just cried. It's so beautiful.
What? You would really?
Yeah, and then it stayed in my car for a month. I didn't take it out. I just listened. I love them, clearly.
Why do you love The Nude?
That song, just the instrumentals and the lyrics, if you listen to it all and how layered it is, it's beautiful. It's
serious
gorgeous.
fan, right?
Yeah. Just a little bit.
You might make your way into a video for radio.
I don't know, unless I'm like a wavelength or like, you know, a color that's, you know, changing into another. Their videos are so everything. Yeah. I don't like them at all, right?
Oh my God, that's so great that you're a Radiohead fan. I love that. And The Who was your first concert. Is that your greatest concert memory, going with your dad?
Yeah, and I was there, and we had great seats, and we were behind these guys in suits, which is always a little funny at concerts. Yeah. Anyway,
from the office to the Who.
They came straight to the concert, and they turned around, and they had an apple. They had an apple bong, basically, and I didn't know what it was.
An apple bong.
And they turned around and they looked at me, and then they looked at my dad, and then they just turned back around, and I looked at my dad like, what was? And he just didn't look at me, and later I figured it out.
Yeah.
Obviously.
If I was your father, I'd be like, "This is. How would you dare hand this is a daughter? Yeah. She's 13."
But, you know, it's an easy, probably what wanted to happen. But, you know, too, it's like an easy get around the situation. It was just an apple.
Yeah.
Because I didn't see holes or anything
was on
like
fire.
that.
It was smoking a little
but
bit.
I didn't, you know, it wasn't, they had, I don't know. So, yeah.
You grew up that night, huh, Dianna? You grew up that night. That was a big moment. I love that. Were your parents hipsters kind of, were they cool? I mean, your dad's a hotel executive. I mean, are those known to be typically swinging guys, or?
If you saw photos of him growing up, like as he was going through college and as he was working, it was a long hair, mustache, the cool clothes, you know.
Sideburns.
They grew up in the 70s, yeah. And then my mom was the shy one. So now I'm kind of a combination of the two of them.
Yes, your Radiohead. There's a little bit of an adventurer in there, but also you have a shy sort of, right, demeanor on the outside.
I think so.
So Glee has obviously changed your life, right?
Definitely.
But I Am Number 4, there's a lot of buzz on this. It's going to be a successful movie. There's a couple more ready to go. It's kind of in a Twilight vein. It's built that way. Do you envision many more years on Glee? A few more years on Glee? Both? What kind of career conundrum are you in right now?
Yeah. right now I'm just enjoying everything. I don't know. This show has been so surprising from day one. So I don't know what the ultimate plan is. I don't even know if they know. You know, is it the kind of thing that you're constantly filtering out the upper class and bringing in underclass to kind of keep it going, or is it going to be something that has a timestamp and maybe it's only going to go for a couple more years and then be encapsulated? I'm not really sure, but
it's been renewed for like 3, right? Is it?
Yes, at least the next season, at least 3,
Okay.
but nothing past that as of yet. But it's all about the writing. If the writing is good, it's fun and it's fresh. And even right now, the episode that we're shooting, because this season has been a very different Quinn than you saw last year. And right now they're giving me some of the first very comedic moments to play with. And I read it completely wrong because I thought, oh, well, Quinn's not funny. She's not, these aren't the things that are typically written for her. It's more this, mean or the compassionate or the progression that we went.
Sultry and alluring and maybe a little, ill-motivated. Yeah?
So then
you get one-liners now?
realized
They're giving you one-liners and jokes?
It's not even, it's like this, you'll see. What is this episode called? Oh, it's sectionals or regionals. Whatever. It's one of those things. We had this joke the other day. We're like, what comes first, sectionals, then regionals, then nationals? So, yes, it's regionals. And, sorry, I had to put it in order to realize where I was going. So when you see it, you'll understand what I'm talking about. But the comedy stems from her deep desire and lifelong dream to be prom queen.
Oh,
it's just so deeply seated in her. And her mother, you find out her mother was a prom queen.
Does this fold into a number? No numbers here?
No numbers.
I got to tell you, now, have you ever looked at the page at a script run through and just been like, oh, come on, no one's going to buy that? There have been for me a couple of moments on Glee where I'm like, wait a minute, that's just not, you cannot ask me to suspend disbelief to that degree.
Of course. I think it was really funny when The Office, touched on Glee.
Yeah.
And Mindy Kaling was like, and first of all, Mr. Shu's a terrible choreographer, and then he's a great choreographer, and then he pulls out this, number out of the backseat of his pants, and her response was, irresponsible.
Irresponsible.
So every now and then, that's our, we'll be on set, and the joke is like, wait, would this really happen? Or maybe it would. I don't know. Whatever it is, irresponsible.
Sue Sylvester taking over as the coach of whatever Vocal Adrenaline or whatever the competition is. How can she eventually come back to the school? I mean,
yeah, but
there's a lot of crossing borders here.
To me, it's okay. It's like whatever you want to do. If we're, let's do it.
And Mr. Schuster has no idea that is a baby bump. He hasn't felt that was in the beginning. Well, we got through that. Yeah. What's been your favorite? Well, let's talk about the boys for a second here. Cord Overstreet. Mm-hmm. We've got Mark Salling. We've got Corey Monteith. Mm-hmm. You've mugged down with each one of them.
I know.
Who has the best form when it comes to smooching?
Well, it's funny because inevitably, right before a kissing scene on set, it's usually later in the day. I think maybe they think you'll be, more up for something like that. They always bring out a platter of food. And it's snack food. It's, whatever. And they'll put it right by set. And
what food do you associate with each guy?
Oh, well.
Cord?
See, that's the thing. It's that you're not supposed to eat it. But usually it's at that hungry time in between meals.
Yeah.
So you're fighting not eating and usually it entails pickles, olives, tuna salad, or chicken salad, crackers and cheese. So you figure of all those things, nothing's really a safe food.
No, tuna especially is a deal killer.
And you'll eye the other person too. Like, are you going near that tray? If you are, you better be eating the cracker.
Yeah, cracker's safe.
Or the bread. And even still, you might want to put a piece of gum in. Just saying. Yeah, and then it's funny because your makeup artist will be like, do you want a mint?
Yeah, give me the whole thing.
And you're like, yeah, I guess I should, maybe, out of respect for this other person. But as a joke, so when Cord came around, the platter was out, and I was like, I'm going to mess with him. So I'm like, this time it had artichoke hearts and hearts of palm, and I'm sitting there. And first of all, he's like, what are you eating? Because Hearts of Palm is weird. It's like weird, yeah. So
You wouldn't choose it.
no. So I'm sitting there eating this, and he's just eyeing it and not knowing if it's cheese or something else weird, because it kind of does look like string cheese. And he's like, "Oh, how's that? What is that?" I'm like, Hearts of Palm. He's like, "Oh, what's that taste like?" It's like, I don't know. Weird vegetables, kind of slightly acidic. I don't know.
And this was Smooch Day?
Yeah, it was right before we were going
God,
to.
yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, nice." And I'm popping some olives with like jalapenos in the middle. And he's just like, "Oh, sweet." And he's, I think, on the fence of like whether he should join to be, you know, like maybe this is what is, you know.
It's like garlic. If you're going to have a garlic dinner, you know, your date, if things will progress, should have the same thing.
Yeah, but then I had some Listerine strips, but I didn't show him that I was having the Listerine strips, so he probably expected.
He was waiting for it.
He was waiting for the garlicky, jalapeno, everything.
I got to tell you, the way you're strong enough that he wouldn't care. You know, it's always wondered, like, you know, in your case, he would give you a pass on it.
I don't know. That stuff is strong.
Who's got the best form, though? Monteith is coming in like from here.
I know, he's so tall, but we were in a hot tub.
A little bit like this, and Salling might be a little bit like that, right?
I know, and I'm trying to think. You know, everything has been in compromising position. Corey and I were in a hot tub. Yeah. Mark and I were on a bed. Cord and I were on a lounge chair. And I don't remember anything from anything. I do remember Corey and I were supposed to, during rehearsal, get in the hot tub. And then we got in the hot tub and we're like, we're wet and we're in bathing suits. We're just going to stay in here. So usually when they're lighting the set, you leave after rehearsal.
You guys stayed and had a tub.
And we stayed in the hot tub. And it was like, oh, this is kind of nice. We're at work. We're in a hot tub for an hour. And then, and then we shot our scene and we're done.
Out of the boys, if you were recommending to some girls, you know, like, he's the most dateable. Who would be, and you don't have to, it's not eliminating the other guys or saying anything bad about the other guys, but who's like really thoughtful and a really great boyfriend or would be?
It's like Sophie's Choice.
Yeah. Welcome to the grilling room.
I'll preface it with, I love them all.
Yes.
And they're all sweet. But I'm going to go with Kevin McHale.
Kevin McHale, Wheels.
I love him.
Wheels is a tender, tender man, isn't he?
Kevin's got a little bit of everything, you know? He's got style.
He does have style. Straight leg, little pants. He looks like almost like a hipper Matt Lauer in that
hair,
look.
Everything.
I don't know Matt Lauer.
What does Matt Lauer wear?
He has the pants that come down narrow at the ankles with some cool, like, European business shoes.
Yeah. Does he wear a gun holster over his suit at the Grammys?
Lauer? All the time.
Oh,
Always has it.
They would have been twins.
Oh, my God. Yeah. It's sweet that you said that. So for the girls, he would be like a great boyfriend.
Loves music, like good music, can dance. How many girls want a guy that can dance?
You got to be able to dance. Dancing is so if they catch you being a good dancer, you have just skipped a whole tier.
To a new level.
Right?
Yeah.
Now you have this movie coming out, I Am Number 4. This is a Steven Spielberg production. This is a big deal. This is, well, it's designed to be a franchise.
Yeah.
A big franchise. How did you get into this? Was it a surprise to you?
It kind of came full circle where I met Steven at a charity event through a friend in casting at DreamWorks. She said, wait right here.
He said, wait right here?
No. She said, wait right here.
Okay. Someone
Leslie
I want you to meet.
Feldman. She said, I want you to meet Steven. She comes back with Steven Spielberg. I'm uncomfortable because I don't know what to say.
Awkward.
He says to me, there's this movie called I Am Number 4, and we think you're great for Sarah, but we're going to be filming in the fall. So, that's when you'll be back to Glee, but congratulations, and all the best. And I said something ridiculous that, bumbling, fumbling idiot, basically. And then...
Do you remember what you said, though?
It literally was something combined of, like, your movies are aspiring. E.T. was one of the first I saw.
No.
I was 3. Wonderful, awesome. Just literally word vomit. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we found out, actually, we're giving it a go in the summer. Can we try to work these dates out? But I still had to meet DJ, and that was another, hi, you're
The director.
Yeah. And luckily he's so cool and relaxed, and it was easy, and I read for him, and he said, yep. And
so when the schedule changed, did you reach out to Spielberg or someone in your camp say, hey, available?
it was, again, Leslie Feldman for the win. She was the one that, brought
All the way
Steven
through.
over and, and everything. And so, yeah, here we are.
Isn't that fantastic? It's been described as sort of Aliens meets Twilight. It's that cool, which would make Alex Pettyfer the Rob Pattinson of that world, right?
Yeah, who's Rob Pattinson?
Yeah, some guy on the...
I've seen him somewhere, I think.
Some
Yeah.
mussed-up, haired, handsome, young,
He's
sexy
everywhere.
British guy.
Yeah.
What is it with these British guys? Young, sexy British guys all over the place.
Are they?
Yeah, I think so.
Are there more
The
than
guy
just them two?
your co-star here, Pettyfer, is a handsome devil. Very good-looking guy. When you met him, did you read with him, I assume? Was there...
I didn't, which is really strange because usually you do for a chemistry read.
Well, for a big movie like this, they want to make sure, but they didn't.
No, he had gone through chemistry reads with other girls. And yeah, so that was a big risk.
And how frustrating for the director. He's got this smoldering, very good actor, young guy, and he can't find his girl. And then he found you. But Spielberg knew it long before.
He had the...
Tell me about...
No, well, I think he was just being nice. I'm sure there was other people that they liked too.
First day with Pettyfer on set. Awkward? Hi?
Well, see, because I had met him, I had sat down with him and had a chat about, hey, nice to meet you because we have the table read tomorrow and I don't want to be fired. So let's find out some stuff about each other. And that was fine and easy. And then I went to the table read and didn't get fired. And then when I showed up, it wasn't a first day of filming. It was a few days of rehearsal where we drove around in a car, and it was actually Alex, Callan, and I. Nobody else had arrived in Pittsburgh yet, and we went and saw the school and our houses and things like that. And I just remember Callan and Alex acting like complete brothers, just the knuckle,
Dude,
everything.
hey,
Yeah. And being the only girl except for Emily, one of DJ's team. And so yeah, it was like, oh, I am in Broville right now a little bit.
So the bromance began between the two dudes.
It's true. Yeah.
That happens.
Yeah. And then we also met the dog straight away. And then everybody was fighting over there's 5 beagles that played Bernie.
Oh.
And everyone's like, I'm going to take a Bernie home. I'm going to take a Bernie home.
Do you have a Bernie?
I don't have a Bernie.
Okay.
No, because one time I lived with a gal that had a beagle, and they're scent trained, and so scent is a big diversion for them. So if they're not highly trained, it's not
Off
good.
they go. They smell a hot dog and they're gone.
Yeah, they don't listen to you so well. And so even though these were very well trained, I was afraid that I was going to have a dog that wasn't going to listen to me.
Well, Snoopy got a show out of it, so.
Yeah.
I mean, they can be entertaining when they lose their way.
That's true.
What was it like for Alex, your co-star, in Pittsburgh, when people recognize you more than they recognize him? Can he handle that with the ego? Because Glee is, over here, Pettyfer, he's about to become a big star.
What's funny is nobody expects you to be in Pittsburgh, even though so many things film in Pittsburgh now. So most of the time, if somebody did pick up on it, it would be one of those walking past and then
Yeah. She looks like the girl that was on.
Or, yeah, do you know who you look like?
Yeah.
You look so much like, and you're just like, oh, thank you so much.
And you just keep going at that point, don't
you?
It's not worth it to say, I actually am, and then you begin the whole thing.
I would never.
Yeah.
Well, no, only because you don't want to be that well, actually, that is me. That's a little weird.
Right.
Hey, do you want my autograph?
Yeah. And I'm sure you want a picture. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then every now and then, it was really cute. One time I walked into Starbucks, and the girl was like, "You're not. Wait, why are you here?" And I'm like, "Wait, why are you here?" So confused. And I was like, "Oh, I'm shooting a movie here." And that was the slightly confusing thing is so many productions do film in Pittsburgh.
Sure.
While we were there was 3. And there was also the Taylor Lautner movie that was filming. And so there were girls that were chasing the trucks and trying to find productions. And so we had so many people thinking that we were them.
Oh my God.
And then being like, oh, Taylor's not here? And fine, we're leaving. And, whatever. So halfway through the shoot, some people from the crew got big posters of Taylor Lautner and pasted them to the sides of the trucks and put "We are not the Taylor Lautner movie."
Go elsewhere. That's good.
And that was really funny.
Oh, how funny.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Yeah, and I'm going to give you an opportunity to say something nice about Pittsburgh. I call it the Sienna Miller moment, where she was like, Pittsburgh is a dump. She said that, and it was like she spent the next year of her life pulling it back. How lovely is Pittsburgh?
See, I really liked it.
So do I. 3 Rivers, baby.
It's an odd place because you've got this downtown where everybody goes to work, and then as soon as they leave work, unless there's a game going on, it's ghost town. All the restaurants are closed, everything like that. And you've got all these pockets, so you've got to get out and drive places or take the amazing museums. The best record store I've ever found.
What's it called?
It's called Jerry's Records.
Jerry's Records, cool.
I brought home boxes of records. I had to find people to help me take all the records back because, yeah, there were so many of them.
I love that you're so into music.
I love music.
Oh.
It's the best thing.
But you love Pittsburgh. You had a good time there.
I did. You
have a terrible towel? Did someone give you a terrible towel, the yellow towel that the Steelers fans wave?
No. And I didn't make it to a game, but I could see the stadium from my hotel room.
Oh, wow.
So I kind of saw a little bit of a game.
Oh, do you have a dream, a recurring dream or one that sticks with you that you can remember?
I always have a dream that I'm a member of the circus.
What member?
Anything. It's rotating. It's, the trapeze artist. It's the lion tamer. It's
not the one getting shot out of the cannon.
No, but no, not yet. But it's like a 20s circus. It's not modern. And so maybe I don't know. And like Cary Grant might be there sometimes because he did do that for a second.
Wow.
Do you know Cary Grant?
Yeah, Cary Grant. Do I know? Yeah, please. I don't know him personally,
yeah,
but I
no,
know his work.
Nor do I. But yeah, he did that one in his early years. I think he was like 16 or whatever. I don't know.
Maybe that shows there is an old school nature to you. There is, right? You have an old soul.
Thank you.
I think so. I think you could interact with a young Cary. We could take him back, intersplice you could work with.
It was a past life.
Yeah. Isn't that funny? The circus, always. That's a great dream. And by the way, thanks to me, you'll be getting shot out of a cannon tonight.
Yes!
I'm sure of it. Dianna, you're a legend. I love you.
Thank you.